You've heard walking is good for you, but there's a specific pace that transforms your body in ways that seem almost impossible. Most people shuffle along at 2 miles per hour, barely breaking a sweat. But when you hit 3 to 4 miles per hour, your body shifts into the metabolic sweet spot. Here's the simple test. You should be able to talk, but you shouldn't want to. If you can sing a song, you're too slow. If you're gasping for air, you're too fast. Today, I'm counting down the 10 most shocking things that happen when you find this brisk walking sweet spot. Some benefits kick in within minutes. Others transform your body over weeks. This simple pace change might be the most powerful health intervention you can make after age 40. Number 10 sounds impossible until you see the brain scans. When you brisk walk, you're literally growing your brains. The University of Pittsburgh followed 120 adults for 1 year. Half did stretching exercises, and half did brisk walking for 40 minutes, 3 times a week. The results shocked even the researchers. The brisk walkers increased their hippocampus size by 2% in just 12 months. That's the brain region responsible for memory and learning. Meanwhile, the stretching group actually lost brain volume. Here's what's happening inside your skull. Brisk walking floods your brain with BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your neurons. It triggers the growth of new brain cells and strengthens the connections between them. The faster pace also pumps more oxygen-rich blood to your prefrontal cortex, the area that controls decision-making and focus. Number 9 will change how you think about cardio forever. Your heart doesn't need to beat faster to get stronger. It needs to beat smarter. When you brisk walk, you're training your heart to pump more blood with each beat. This is called stroke volume, and it's the secret to cardiovascular longevity. A study in the European Heart Journal tracked 50,000 people for 30 years. Those who brisk walked for just 25 minutes a day had a 30% lower risk of heart disease compared to slow walkers. The magic happens in your arteries. Brisk walking creates what scientists call beneficial shear stress on your artery walls. This stimulates the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that keeps your blood vessels flexible and wide. Your resting heart rate drops because your heart becomes so efficient it doesn't need to work as hard. Many of my viewers tell me their doctor is amazed at their blood pressure readings after just 6 weeks of brisk walking. Number 8 is why diabetics should pay close attention. Brisk walking acts like a natural insulin shot, but without the side effects. Within 15 minutes of starting a brisk walk, your muscles begin pulling glucose directly from your bloodstream. They don't even need insulin to do this. It's called non-insulin mediated glucose uptake, and it's your body's emergency sugar disposal system. A study from George Washington University had people with type 2 diabetes take a 15-minute brisk walk after each meal. Their blood sugar spikes dropped by 30% compared to days when they didn't walk. The researchers were stunned because this simple intervention worked better than many medications. Here's the mechanism your doctor probably hasn't explained. Your leg muscles contain special transporters called GLUT4. When you brisk walk, these transporters rush to the muscle surface like tiny vacuum cleaners, sucking glucose out of your blood. The effect lasts for hours after you stop walking. Before we jump to the next point, to keep this channel going, please hit the subscribe button. It truly makes a difference. Thank you. Number 7 explains why brisk walkers rarely get sick. Your immune system has its own highway called the lymphatic system. Unlike your blood, which has your heart to pump it, lymph fluid relies entirely on muscle contractions to move. When you sit all day, this fluid becomes stagnant, like a swamp breeding bacteria. Brisk walking acts as a full-body lymphatic pump. Iowa State University researchers found that people who briskly walked for 45 minutes had 50% fewer sick days than sedentary people. The secret is in your white blood cells. During brisk walking, these infection-fighting cells multiply rapidly and circulate through your body like a security patrol. They're hunting for viruses, bacteria, and even cancer cells. The increased circulation also flushes toxins from your tissues and delivers fresh nutrients to every organ. But here's the key difference from intense exercise. High-intensity workouts can temporarily suppress your immune system for hours afterward. Brisk walking strengthens it without the crash. Number 6 will surprise anyone who thinks walking hurts their joints. Your joints don't have a blood supply. so they rely on movement to stay healthy. Think of your cartilage like a sponge. When you put weight on it, old fluid gets squeezed out. When you lift the weight, fresh, nutrient-rich fluid gets sucked back in. Brisk walking provides the perfect rhythm of compression and release. The Arthritis Foundation studied 800 people with knee osteoarthritis. Those who brisk walked for just 2 hours per week had 40% less joint pain and moved 25% better than non-walkers. The magic ingredient is synovial fluid, your joint's natural lubricant. Brisk walking stimulates its production while also strengthening the muscles around your joints. These muscles act like shock absorbers, taking pressure off your cartilage. Many people discover their chronic knee or hip pain disappears after a few weeks of consistent brisk walking. Number 5. Targets a problem that affects millions but rarely gets discussed. Your digestive system is basically a 25-foot muscle that moves food through your body using wave-like contractions called peristalsis. When you're sedentary, this system slows to a crawl. Food sits in your intestines fermenting and creating toxins. Brisk walking acts like a gentle massage for your entire digestive tract. The rhythmic movement stimulates peristalsis and gets things moving again. A study in the American Journal of Gastroenterology found that people who briskly walked for 30 minutes had 25% faster intestinal transit times. That means food moved through their system quicker, reducing bloating, gas, and constipation. The increased blood flow during brisk walking also delivers more oxygen to your digestive organs, helping them work more efficiently. Number 4 explains why your best ideas come during walks, not while sitting at a desk. Stanford University researchers made a fascinating discovery when they tested people's creative thinking before and after walking. Participants who took a brisk 10-minute walk scored 60% higher on creative thinking tests compared to when they were sitting. The secret lies in what happens to your brain waves during rhythmic movement. Brisk walking synchronizes the electrical activity between your brain's left and right hemispheres, creating what neuroscientists call bilateral brain synchronization. This allows different regions of your brain to communicate more effectively. The repetitive motion also activates your default mode network, the brain system responsible for daydreaming and making unexpected connections. Many famous thinkers knew this instinctively. Charles Darwin had a thinking path at his home where he walked daily to solve problems. Steve Jobs was famous for conducting walking meetings. Number 3 targets the sleep crisis affecting 70 million Americans. Brisk walking doesn't just tire you out, it actually resets your internal clock. Your body temperature naturally rises during a brisk walk, then drops for several hours afterward. This temperature drop signals your brain to release melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. A study in the Journal of Clinical Medicine followed insomniacs for 16 weeks. Those who briskly walked for 30 minutes in the morning fell asleep 37% faster and slept 23% longer than non-walkers. The timing matters. Morning brisk walks expose you to natural light, which calibrates your circadian rhythm. This helps you feel alert during the day and sleepy at night. The physical exertion also reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps your mind racing at bedtime. Brisk walking increases your percentage of deep sleep, the restorative phase where your body repairs itself and consolidates memories. Number 2 addresses the addiction that's destroying millions of lives. Sugar cravings aren't a willpower problem, they're a blood sugar problem. When your glucose levels spike and crash throughout the day, your brain panics and demands quick energy in the form of sugar. Brisk walking breaks this vicious cycle by stabilizing your blood sugar naturally. Research from the University of Exeter found that office workers who took 2 15-minute brisk walks during their workday reduced their chocolate cravings by 12%. The walks worked even during stressful situations when cravings typically spike. Here's the mechanism your brain doesn't want you to know. Brisk walking increases insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells respond better to smaller amounts of insulin. This prevents the dramatic blood sugar swings that trigger cravings. The movement also releases endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals. These satisfy the same brain pathways that sugar activates, but without the crash. Number 1 is the most shocking of all. Brisk walking doesn't just slow aging, it can actually reverse it at the cellular level. Scientists measure biological age by looking at telomeres, the protective caps on your chromosomes. As you age, these caps get shorter, like the plastic tips on shoelaces fraying. But researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, discovered that people who briskly walked for 75 minutes per week had telomeres equivalent to someone 9 years younger. The mechanism involves an enzyme called telomerase, which rebuilds these chromosome caps. Brisk walking activates telomerase production while also reducing inflammation throughout your body. This creates the perfect environment for cellular repair and regeneration. Please check out our next video above. See you shortly in the next video. Thank you.